Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first show back after Summer in the City. Sorry it took so long. The game decided to crash again, and I had to re-input everybody back in, so it's taken me a couple of days to get everything back to normal. But we are finally back here in WIW, the first night after the pay-per-view. If you didn't see it, go and watch it because there will be spoilers. First out tonight is King Sam to address what happened in that matchup and to discuss his victory against King Danger. Oh, sorry, no longer King Danger, Chris Danger. After that big victory at Summer in the City, King Sam proved to be the true king of WIW. And now he's going to kick off the show by coming out here and addressing everybody here tonight. He's got a lot to say. We know that because it's King Sam, so of course he has something to say. But a big night it was for him at Summer in the City. Hadn't been on the best of runs going into it. But at the pay-per-view, he got the job done, and that was all that mattered in the end. Everybody thought that the Wolfpack were going to intervene and cheat, but they didn't. He did it on his own. They were just there for moral support. So let's see what the King has to say about all this. The definition of sovereignty is to obtain supreme power and authority. An example of this? A king, which is what I am. Your king. And today is my coronation. And I believe a true king should start their reign with an act of kindness and an act of cruelty, so that his subjects know that he is capable of both. We'll start with an act of kindness. I promised something a long time ago now to my loyal fans overseas. The flights have been booked, the venue's been decided, and I can finally reveal that in 2 weeks, Wolfpack in the Outback pay-per-view is happening. For the very first time, WIW is coming to Sydney, Australia in the greatest event in WIW history. It's going to be a spectacular show led by yours truly and all of the members of the Wolfpack. It's going to be... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, the music's hit. And that is the music of the general manager who has come out to interrupt King Sam here. Clearly, he's not happy with something that's been said. But you can imagine that most things must have gone through him in deciding a pay-per-view. But King Sam coming out here, announcing that he's going to have his own pay-per-view with him and the rest of the Wolfpack. And clearly, Blake has something to say to that, the general manager of Raw, Twitch and YouTube. Let's see what he has to say about this, the chairman coming out here to speak to Sam. Who do you think you are? How dare you come down here and announce your own plans for a pay-per-view? That's not how this show works. You're under my arena. I am your boss. You will do what I tell you to. But because you do have a good following and because a lot of it's already been paid and I don't want to realistically cancel, I'm going to give you a chance for it. I'm going to let you fight for this pay-per-view to go ahead. Tonight, in the main event, you're going to go up against someone of my choosing. If you win, fine. You can have your pay-per-view, call it whatever you want, and you pretty little princesses can pretend to be in control of WIW again, even though you quite clearly are not anymore. Well, tonight's main event is already sorted. King Sam will face an opponent of the general manager's choosing for the right to name the next pay-per-view, Wolfpack in the Outback, and send us to Australia. What an interesting way to start. But the general manager has much obliged to it clearly, as we just saw there. But now it's time to get the matches underway, and we are kicking off with the women's champion, the new women's champion, believe it or not, Tiffany Abbott. 2 weeks ago, lost her title in a championship scramble to Brooke Danger, as you remember. But she was not eliminated by Brooke Danger. She was eliminated by Wolf Girl, and then at Summer in the City, if you didn't see it, please be sure to go and watch it, because there will be spoilers throughout this episode. In Summer in the City, she managed to recapture the championship. But tonight, she has asked for this match specifically. She wants to take on the woman that faced her at the one that eliminated her in the championship scramble match. The reason that she had to go to Summer in the City to recapture a championship. Two-time champion calls out Wolf Girl. And of course, as you can imagine, a Wolfpack member never backs down. She's here with David and Steve tonight. Both of them have come down in support. All white and silver, no surprise to see them in the corner of Tiffany Abbott. This match, of course, does have a stipulation as a condition for it happening. Basically, if Wolf Girl wins, she is granted a championship match. Technically, she had already defeated her by eliminating her in the match, but because she didn't go on for the victory, she didn't become the champion. So if she can pick up a victory tonight against the women's champion, she will be facing in the next pay-per-view, whatever it may be called. Right now, it's looking like it might be Wolfpack in the Outback. Of course, my fan wants to start going now that I'm recording, but here we go. What? Oh shit! Fuck me. 1 second. And there we go. Fucking controller dying at the perfect time, even though I'm not controlling anybody. But we are on the way here. Tiffany Abbott versus Wolf Girl to kick off tonight's show. Tiffany Abbott had to fight long and hard. Oh, I say long, it was definitely a hard match in that ladders match against Brooke Danger for the WIW Women's Champion, but she was able to capture it back, and she became a two-time WIW Women's Champion. This match probably is going to be laggy because there are a lot of people in this matchup. 6 in total, with Albright and Silver on one end and the Wolfpack on the other. Big kick to the gut there by Tiffany Abbott, who's been a dominant women's champion. She only came into this company originally to be the manager of Aaron Albright, but she has found her true calling. She's lost one match in her entire career, and that was resultant in her losing the championship, which was just unfortunate. Oh, and Wolf Girl misses the mid-rope splash. But she has been a dominant diva in this division. Oh, and sent over the top ropes to land right in front of the Wolfpack boys. Of course, remember, they're not even allowed to touch her in this one. That will result in an instant disqualification. So they cannot get involved. Wolf Girl kicked onto the announce table. And this is really slow swinging neck breaker. Jesus Christ, slow motion swinging neck breaker. This one's going to be a slow motion fight. Probably shouldn't have this many people at ringside in future, but we're making do with what we've got. Tiffany Abbott off the bat showing why she is the women's champion, and of course she arranged this match personally. She wants Wolf Girl and she wants to make her pay for what she did. Oh, what a counter and an enziguri by Wolf Girl. Nice display of athleticism by Wolf Girl, the female member of the Wolfpack. Oh, and crashing into the turnbuckle. And the Wolfpack really starting to back each other at this point, because at the pay-per-view, as you'll remember, they all turned up for King Sam versus King Danger. We all thought they'd be involved in the match to intervene. Instead, no, they sat quietly. They had faith in their leader, and King Sam was able to defeat Chris Danger in the match, and that resulted in the victory that was probably started that whole coronation speech. Tonight he says he's celebrating his coronation, and he says as an act of kindness he wants to create Wolfpack in the Outback, a vision he has had for a very long time, and he intends to do so. But tonight he has to fight for that right. He will have, I'm sure, all of the Wolfpack members at ringside, because it'll affect them as well. Oh, and a lovely roll up there by Tiffany Abbott, decided against going for the cover. Remember, she just wants to punish her tonight. She does go for a cover, though. Maybe she feels like she's done enough already. No, it's just a 1 count. Wolf Girl easily escaping that one. Then a big drop kick to the back. Women's champion in thorough control, and Albright and Silver loving what they're seeing. The rake in the eyes, looking for the tiff kick to Wolf Girl. The Wolf Girl goes down. Oh, wait a minute. She's got back up, and David causing distractions. Well, Wolf Girl now going to grab her from behind, taking full advantage. And very, very dirty play there from the Wolfpack. A kick to the gut. Multiple kicks to the gut. Albright doesn't like what he's seeing. Neither does Silver. And there's a spinning heel kick. And look at that. Playing to the crowd as if she's earned control in this match. And I thought maybe there the tiff kick was signalling the end, and I think David thought so as well. Oh, well, look at this, and now Albright. Now Albright's going to get himself involved. And balancing things out here. Abbott now has got her where she needs her. What's she going to do? Caught her. Oh! Did Tiffany Abbott just hit a freaking code breaker. Oh, but she's gone for the cover. That was surely it. But David distracts the referee. A catching, flying code breaker by Tiffany Abbott. And I'm sure Wolfpack just had flashbacks of Summer in the City as they lost to a flying code breaker. Oh, and look at that. Good counter by Wolf Girl. She's trying to survive in this one. Although I can't imagine she knows where she is right now following that code breaker. But she is not giving up. Oh, wait a minute. On the apron. DDT right on the apron. Oh, hang on. There's a chair in the ring. Who threw that one in there? I didn't see that. Look at this. Wolf Girl and Tiffany battling for their life. Look at this. David trying to remove the turnbuckle. The referee having to come in and stop him. Attach it. Hold on a minute. Referee's distracted. And the chair coming into play. The chair comes into play and she disposes it out of the ring. Cynical stuff from the Wolfpack. Albright and Silver do not like what they're seeing, but there's not really much they can do. They've already distracted the referee, but David continues the distractions. And look at this. Wolf Girl mocking the women's champion. Crawling up her before a series of vicious headbutts. And this match, definitely not what we anticipated. Twists and turns at every corner from every member of the Wolfpack. Wolf Girl went for a big strike, well countered by Tiffany Abbott. Drags her to the middle of the ring. What's Abbott thinking? Huge powerbomb to Wolf Girl. Oh, and look at her playing to the crowd. And look at this, she has proven to be dominant, surviving the chair shots, surviving the ambush and the distractions, and the crowd are loving it. Tiffany Abbott looking to spark something big in this one. Wants her to get to her feet. It's going to help her up. What's she thinking? Irish whip to her team's corner. And they kind of look like boxing corner, you know? Freaking with the amount of people there in the corner, but she's going to pick her up. She's done messing around. Tiffany Abbott. Oh! And a cutter off the top rope. Tiffany has had the majority control and she knows it. What happened to Steve? I don't see Steve here anymore. Maybe he's there still. I just don't see him. I only see David. But look at this. On the outside, they're sensing the end. Tiffany sensing the end. Up on the shoulders. Looking for that huge slam. There it is. Tiffany makes work. Light work of Wolf Girl. 1, 2. Oh, wait a minute, David. No, David saves it again. David saves it again. He drags the referee out of the ring. But has that done Wolf Girl any favors? Up on the shoulders. GTS. And now turning that GTS into a punt kick combination. Well, Wolf Girl is still in this match because of David, but I think David has been ejected. I think David has been ejected by the referee. No, he's still at ringside. But surely the referee's got to be thinking about ejecting. Oh, no, hold on a minute. Was looking for that kick combination there. Wolf Girl, but well countered by Tiffany Abbott. Sends her crashing right onto them. Onto the ladder. Oh, onto the ladder? Onto the chair there. Oh, and look at her taunting. On the outside, Tiffany Abbott, the women's champion, asserting her dominance. What's she thinking? Oh, and she went for it, but she landed on the chair for extra impact. And Jesus Christ, what an opening contest this has been. And considering it's no DQ, wait, there is disqualification and count out, that chair has come into play quite a bit. Oh, and look at that chop. Right to the eyes of the women's champion. And the Wolf Girl doing all she can to win this one. The Wolfpack doing all they can to keep her in it, but Tiffany proving to be too tough of a task. Can she find some room to capitalize? Beautiful series of counters from both women. Irish whip to the corner. Spins her around. This fight's still in slow motion, but they are fixing the frame slightly as we go along. Looking for that cutter again. Lovely maneuver. Tiffany been in control from start to finish. And a lovely leg drop there. She's just enjoying herself right now. And the Wolfpack surely don't want to drag this out for any longer. Here we go again. This surely to seal the deal. It's over. The Wolfpack can't believe it. But once again, Tiffany proving to be the most dominant woman in the division. Makes light work of Wolf Girl. No! What? Tiffany can't believe it. Alright, I can't believe it. Wolf Girl is still kicking out. She's still fighting in this one. Tiffany begging her to her feet. I'm sure she loved the fact that it's still going on, but she thought she'd won it. Counter by Wolf Girl there, dodging the leg drop. She needs to do something. Kick to the gut. She needs to capitalize. She has the surprise. Oh, and a kick to the face. Spun around. Wolf Girl needs to capitalize. Big suplex. And the Wolfpack stunned and astonished as she kicks out on her own accord despite being beaten down very badly here by Tiffany Abbott. And Abbott being dragged to the middle of the ring. Not a good spot for her here. Kicked while she's down. And look at her, screaming on, fighting off of pure adrenaline right now. Arm dragged by Tiffany, refusing to let her get an advantage in this match. Irish whip to the corner, might be looking for that cutter again. Abbott and Silver. Oh, wait a minute. Good counter. And another counter. Oh, and crashed her knee into the turnbuckle. And went for the running bulldog, but well countered. Oh, and Tiffany able to grab her before she can do anything. Powerbomb. 1, 2. No, it's still only a 2. Tiffany doing all she can. She's definitely dealing damage. But there's nothing that she has done that can put her away yet. In the corner now. Maybe once again looking for that cutter. There it is again. Third time. She's definitely wheeling damage, but look at this. Wolf Girl is just taking it like a champion. She is just refusing to give in here. But Tiffany, look at this. Tiffany proving to be too much for her, but yet Wolf Girl still fights on. She still refuses to give in this one. Rolled further into the middle of the ring so she can hit that leg drop again. And Tiffany Abbott has been in control this entire match, but Wolf Girl is refusing to give in. Good counter there with the knee. And Wolf Girl trying her best to fight on and screams that wolf howl. Trying to just keep her down, which is a wise choice. If she can keep her down, then she's on the right path to win this. By the way, you can notice there the new and improved attire of Matt Silver. I guess the transformation is fully complete now. Becoming more and more improved and transformed as he goes along. Look at this, another counter by Tiffany. There's nothing Wolf Girl can do to stay in control. Tiffany finally looking to put this away. Gets her up. Surely this is over now. The Wolfpack surely won't intervene. She's been through enough punishment. And it took a lot more effort than Tiffany and Albright must have anticipated. But the Wolfpack have been defeated and the Wolf Girl... No! What? What? How? How? How on earth is she still going? I cannot believe it. Tiffany Abbott, she was pretty prepared to just leave the ring. She thought she'd won it. There's another leg drop. This is ridiculous. This is true resiliency. What on earth is she fighting on? She has nothing left to give in this match, but she still chooses to fight on as if this could be her last match. And it could be if she carries on. Another huge suplex, this time by Tiffany Abbott. There's nothing Wolf Girl can do. She continuously gets countered, and she has been hit with cutters off the rope, top rope. Hold on a minute. Wolf Girl looking to capitalize. Powerbomb. And we've seen many people put away with this move. Has she stole it? No, but into the Boston Crab. Into a Boston Crab. Tiffany's in trouble. No way. Surely this isn't going to end like this. As Wolf Girl actually defeated her for a second time. She taps. Unbelievable. That is absolutely incredible. Oh, look at this. Albright cannot believe what he's just seen. Wolf Girl is going to face Tiffany Abbott again at the pay-per-view in 4 shows time, sorry. Unbelievable. She just took shot after shot after shot. But like they say in the Rocky movies, it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. And Wolf Girl proved a true testament to that. What an opening contest. Can you believe that's only the first of the evening? What a match. And Wolf Girl comes out victorious. You definitely got to give the assist to the Wolfpack for keeping her in it for as long as she did. But full credit to her. That was an incredible display. Could we be looking at the end of this month at the new women's champion, Tiffany Abbott? Gonna have to go back to the drawing board after that one. What an incredible opening contest this was. Wolf Girl is victorious. Let's move on down to the rest of the card. What a match that was to start the show. Well, it looks like it's time for someone else to come and speak on the mic. And this time it is Jax Wolf who is coming out to speak and address the WIW universe. As we saw at the pay-per-view, he came out and ended Tyson Jackson's and Original Brad's match in disqualification, and I can imagine they won't be too happy about that. And I'm sure that more is going to develop between these three, because I'm sure Brad and Jackson won't be on the same page at all, despite the fact they've been mutually ambushed by this man, Jax Wolf. A few weeks ago, assisted Brad in ambushing Tyson Jackson and ruined his chance of getting a contract. He was then given a second chance in a tag team match, which he didn't even participate in because he wasn't tagged in by Original Brad at all. So he did not win that, and they did not win that match, so he did not get the contract. Clearly he's upset about that, and tonight he comes out to address his actions at Summer in the City. Remember, this man is not technically a WIW employee, but he just refuses to give in, and he refuses to stay away from WIW, and it looks like the general manager has at least given him a few minutes to explain himself for his actions before any kind of, punishment is inflicted upon him. So let's hear what he has to say about all of this. If you don't know who I am, you should. I'm the man who was cheated out of a WIW contract by a man named Original Brad. He promised me that we'd win that tag team match, and that is why I ambushed Tyson Jackson with him on the opening day. I helped him out, and he agreed to help me out in return. Instead, he did nothing for me. He didn't tag me in our match. He lost the match by himself, and my second chance was blown. I understand what I did, and I know what I did was wrong, and it was stupid to trust him. But in my defense, I feel like I should be given another chance. If I didn't get my second chance properly, then how the hell can you say that I blew it? It's not fair, it's not right, I demand another chance. I want to be in WIW, so let me prove to you all that I belong here. Oh, and wait a minute. It looks like someone isn't happy about that, and that somebody is once again the general manager. The general manager making his second appearance tonight, and once again coming down to the ring. And I'll tell you what, he must enjoy getting all this TV time. We haven't heard from him in quite some time in person. We've heard his orders for matches and stuff, and we've seen his match cards. But that's all been behind the scenes. We haven't seen him in ages, and now he makes an appearance twice in one night. So he's already addressed the King Sam situation, which clearly is proving to be a difficult situation for him to deal with. But let's see what he has to say about this particular situation, because this one's an interesting one. So let's see what he has to say about it. It's going to be interesting to see how the GM of of YouTube and Twitch deals with this. Again, why do I have to keep coming down here to address people who think they can do whatever they want and demand whatever they want? Yes, you were treated unfairly, and yes, you didn't really get your second chance because of Brad. But instead of going around and throwing your weight around to get what you want, you come to me in future. If you want a contract, fine, but you earn it the right way or you don't earn it at all. With that being said, I do feel that you were robbed of it. So I'm going to give you one chance. For the next month, you have been given a WIW temporary 1-month contract, where you will be eligible to compete in WIW for this month. However, at the next pay-per-view, there will be a triple threat match between you, Jackson, and Brad. If you lose that match, by any circumstance, then you are out and you are fired for good, and I'm not having you back in WIW. So enjoy this month of being a WIW superstar, because it might be your last. Oh, but before I go, you have a match tonight, and that is going to be a tag match against Brad and Jackson. So I suggest you find a partner that you're comfortable with, because tonight you've got one hell of a task ahead of you. And if you're not happy with that, well, there's two things you can do. That is sit down and shut up. Big words from the general manager, and tonight a tag match will happen. Jackson and Brad working together, that'll be interesting to see. But that's going to be a big matchup for Jax Wolf on his temporary contract. Well, it's time now for a very special tag team matchup. It is a 6-man, 3-team tag team match. It's going to be elimination style, battle royal. That's what the mode is called, but we are making this a tag match. And coming down to the ring is the new Cruiserweight Champion and John Cutter. Team Brendan getting an opportunity here to allow El Murica to not have to defend that Cruiserweight Championship at the pay-per-view if he can pull off a victory here tonight. Again, we don't know what the pay-per-view is going to be called. It could be called Wolfpack in the Outback by the end of the night. But tonight, the Cruiserweight Champion comes out with the belt for the first time after winning at Summer in the City. But they've got a big task ahead of them. They've got to take on 2 other tag teams. This has never been done before. I've never attempted this. We'll have to see how this goes. But Team Brendan are ready to do the business tonight. They're hoping that they can get back to winning ways in the tag team division. They've been on a bit of a slip as of late since winning the tag team titles. But one team that haven't made a slip are these guys, the Vikings of Destiny, who for some reason have gone back to generic entrance number 3. I don't know what's happened there, but I'll fix that. But the Vikings of Destiny come down here to make their 3 tag team debut. It's going to be a big matchup, but the question is, who will come out on top? Can the Vikings of Destiny prove how good they are and once again continue their unbeaten run going into this match? It's going to be a tough match for both the Vikings of Destinies and Team Brendan, but who is the third team? It's the Cottrells, Brett and Max, another tag team that have been on a bit of a slip as of late. Most tag teams have really been slipping since the arrival of the Vikings of Destiny, Loa and Loki and Noah. Jesus Christ, I cannot speak today at all. But here we come, the Cottrells. No Travis coming out with them today. Of course, this is a 3 tag match, I guess. 3 corners tag team match, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it other than that. It's elimination style, battle royal, last team standing or the last man standing wins for their tag team, and they will become the number 1 contenders for Up Down Down's tag team championships, which will be competed for at the next pay-per-view. It should be an interesting match, this one. I don't know how it's going to work, but it's worth having a look and experimenting to see whether or not I can do this again in future. And we are on the way in this matchup. It is a triple threat, triple threat tag team match, pretty much. It's Battle Royal rules, last man standing, or last team standing if it could be. It will be I've explained this very poorly. Last team standing will get a number 1 contendership chance, and will go to the next pay-per-view, whatever it may be named, to face the Up Down Down after Wolfpack's numerous attempts to fight and take back the titles, they have not been able to do so. And the manager has decided it is time for them to take a break from trying to compete. And now all of the other tag teams in this division have been given a chance here in this matchup. Last man standing wins, or last team standing, if it comes to that, wins as well. But I'd imagine it would probably be the case that the last man standing will win this match. Straight off the bat, we have several battles. We have Loki fighting with John Cutter. We have Noah fighting Brett there, looking to pick up the first elimination of the match, unable to do so. And Mad Max and El Murica, as we saw at Summer in the City, once again battling each other. And a mini cruiserweight rivalry going on over there in that top right-hand side. Oh, look at that. The strength on display there, and the Cottrells are down. So remember, if you haven't followed already, the teams that we've got, we have Max and Brett of the Cottrell family. We have John Cutter and El Murica, Team Brendan. And we have Loki and Noah, the Vikings of Destiny. All competing to become #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championships. And look at this. Max nearly getting the first elimination there, but well saved. And of course, we need to hope that the CPU recognizes that we do have partners in this match. Hold on a minute! Oh, and I thought we had the first elimination. I hope the CPU realizes that we do have tag team partners and that they don't go for each other. So far, they haven't, and that is a good sign, but they might do as the numbers decrease. And now all three people in risk there. And Loki's in trouble! Loki survives, but Brett didn't! Brett is gone! Brett is the first eliminated, and the Cottrell family ain't going to be too happy about that. Max now left to fight for himself. Loki and John Cutter continue to fight on for that to pick up an elimination. El Murica is looking right now, teaming with Noah to pick up an elimination. Hold on a minute. Fireman's carry. And a big slam there by John Cutter, showing the strength of that former Illinois correctional inmate. And look at this. We have 5 men right now. So far, Brett, the first eliminated for the Cottrell family. Max trying to fight on in this 2-on-1 situation, but it looks like the Cottrells might be clean sweep before anything happens. And I don't know who I favour in this one, but hold on a minute. John Cutter hanging on by an arm and surviving by the skin of his teeth. Him and Loki, are having a tough battle over there. Lovely move there. And now look at Loki and El Murica trying to eliminate Mad Max to get rid of the Cottrell family very early on in this one. There goes the Cottrell family. Both members of the Cottrell family gone. It now comes down to John Cutter, El Murica, Team Brendan versus Loki and Noah, the Vikings of Destiny. And hold on a minute. Big choke slam. And Noah eliminates El Murica, the Cruiserweight champion. The Cruiserweight champion has been eliminated. And now the Vikings of Destiny might have just won is Noah and Loki versus John Cutter. And what an easy victory it would be for them if they do so. And look at this. Oh, wait a minute. John Cutter trying to fight back. But he is 2-on-1. He is left alone in the ring with the Vikings of Destiny. And him and his partner couldn't beat them in tag team competition. Oh, wait a minute. What? What are they doing? The Vikings of Destiny fighting each other. I think they just got in each other's way there. They don't want to catch that as a trend. But I do hope the computer's not going to... Oh, for fuck's sake. I hate when the computer does this. And it looks like the Vikings of Destiny just trying to win the match in general by the looks of things. Oh, and hold on a minute. If they don't want to start eliminating their own team. Look at this. Once again, turning their attention. Look at that. They snapped out of it. Turning their attention back on John Cutter. They know if they eliminate him, that's all they have to do. If they eliminate him, this match is over. And they're working together now to do that. I think for a moment they just got caught up in the fact it was a battle royal and they want to win. These two are very competitive fighters. The Vikings from Denmark. Getting out of each other's way. So far they have beaten every tag team that they have faced. They haven't faced the tag team champions yet. But if they are to pick up this final elimination, they will be going to the next pay-per-view, which may or may not be called Wolfpack in the Outback, to face for the tag team titles. And once again, John Carter saved, and looks like these two were ready to finish off this match and see who the better brother was. But in the end, John Carter survived, and now trying to fight both of them. John Carter trying to level the playing field if he can. Good save by Loki, sorry. It's really confusing, these guys, especially when you don't have an indicator. And look at this, the Vikings of Destiny fighting just John Carter by himself, Big Inseguri. And the Vikings of Destiny doing a very good job of fighting against this one man, and now trying to pick up the elimination. Surely John Carter can't survive this. Clean sweep. What a victory for the Vikings of Destiny, managing to clean sweep the Cottrells and Team Brendan without getting either one of them eliminated. What a huge victory for these guys tonight. They will be very, very happy with that. They are going to face up, up, down, down for the first time at the pay-per-view for the Tag Team Championships. Big win for Loki and Noah tonight. Let's move on down the rest of the card, but what an incredible match that was. That actually worked out better than I was expecting. Well, what a dominant victory there by the Vikings of Destiny, but from one tag match to another, as we now have a big, big matchup. It's tag team action, as was announced earlier by Jax Wolf, who came out and said he wants a match. He wants to prove he belongs in WIW. And at the next pay-per-view, it was the first match booked. Jax Wolf will face Tyson Jackson and Original Brad for a WIW contract. It's a triple threat, and Jax Wolf believes that he can be a WIW superstar. He blew his first opportunity by allowing Brad to bribe him as such in order to sabotage the matchup between him and Tyson Jackson. It was a very clever plan illustrated by Brad. Then he had a tag team match. He was granted access to WIW and a contract if he'd won that, but he wasn't even allowed to participate. Brad didn't tag him in at all, and that cost him the match. Then at the pay-per-view, when Tyson Jackson and Original Brad went one-on-one again, Jax Wolf interrupted and ended the match in disqualification. As you can imagine, Brad and Jackson were not happy about that. So tonight, for the first time ever, they team together to take on Jax Wolf and a partner that he could choose. He had to find a partner backstage, and of course, as you know, most people were already competing tonight. So who has he brought down into the ring with him? Oh, and you can hear the music play as Ryan Austin, the brother of the general manager, comes down to the ring. We haven't seen him in quite some time. He hasn't been in much competition. He's always right there with the top lot in the television championship division. But then as soon as a chance comes and presents himself, he is unable to capitalize. As we saw when he did face the television champion Sal Games for the title, lost on count out in quite embarrassing fashion. Quite a terrible way to lose. And of course that meant Sal Games did not have to defend his television championship at that pay-per-view. But now Ryan has a chance to prove how good he can be. He's coming up against two top-tier superstars in Jackson and Brad. They don't like each other, and maybe that will be a factor in this one. We know that Brad, not prone to making tags, he no longer can trust anyone since stabbed in the back by his former tag team partner. But Ryan tonight, picked by Jax Wolf, and Jax Wolf will hope that he's going to be enough to help pull him through in this one. And here comes Original Brad. And I'll tell you what, before Jax Wolf's interruption, what a match that was. If you didn't see it, go and watch it, because Jackson and Brad gave it their all. They were determined to end the other's career. And once again, they were interrupted by something else and someone else. And that someone was Jax Wolf. And Jax Wolf now has a chance for a WIW contract, but he'll have to go through both of them. And I'm sure right now that these two are going to want a piece of Jax Wolf after what he did. But at the same time, you know that their number one priority above anything else is each other. Brad wants to kill Jax Wolf. He wants to kill Tyson Jackson. Tyson Jackson wants to do the same equally to him. But tonight, they have to try and put their differences aside. A month-long, not just 1 month, several-month rivalry has to be put on hold tonight as Jackson teams with Original Brad for a chance to get some early damage to Jax Wolf. In 4 shows' time, including this one, we'll have the next pay-per-view, and it will be a triple threat for Jax Wolf fighting for his contract. And I'm sure there will be a prize involved for Brad or for Jackson if they are victorious. But I'm sure the only prize that these guys want is to hurt each other. I'd imagine in this type of triple threat, we've seen triple threat matches with Brad and Jackson in them before, and they just eliminate the other guy, or they try and get rid of him, and then they just fight each other. That's all they intend to do. They just want to get rid of the other. They want to get rid of them for good. They seriously do not like each other, but tonight they must work together to get ahead of the game. And Brad and Jax Wolf going to start this one off. Away we go. And this all started with Brad and Jax Wolf. Brad helped Jax Wolf, or Jax Wolf helped Brad, should I say, by attacking and ambushing Tyson Jackson just a couple of shows before their pay-per-view matchup that was scheduled for Summer in the City. And then this was all promised, and then Jackson was promised a second chance, despite being, well, he's pretty much rewarded for ambushing someone. But he was granted a second chance in a tag team matchup, and if he was to win that tag team matchup, he would then become a WIW superstar. But Brad kind of screwed him, and that actually did cost him in the end, because Brad did not tag him in at all. Brad lost the match because he refused to make a tag, and Jackson and the world champion Thomas picked up a victory. And Jax Wolf, as you can imagine, was not happy, complained for weeks that he deserved another chance, and then at Summer in the City decided to take matters into his own hands and interrupt in the match, ending the big rivalry match in disqualification. I'm sure we'll be seeing them one-on-one very soon with no interruptions, because they would want nothing more than for that to happen. But for now, they're going to have to settle for triple threat. They make a tag. Brad makes a tag to Jackson, but doesn't make it to Jax Wolf, someone who actually helped him. That's interesting. But I guess Brad's not stupid. He is a very good tag team competitor, of course. Former member of the Super Saiyans, who would have been number one contenders if it had not been for their, splitting up. Jackson now in the ring. The Dragon, once again fully embracing the Dragon. Had a very minor dip in form when he stopped becoming the Dragon. Decided to form a darker persona. Or a less darker persona, should I say. And that did cost him in the end. Several title opportunities. He tried to push for world title and was unable to do so. He's gone back to the Dragon, and he's been looking a lot better as of late, picking up some big victories which will help him later down the line. Look at the Dragon, enjoying himself here, taking out Ryan Austin. Ryan Austin has been very inactive as of late, as we mentioned, but trying to get back in the ring, get some time, trying to prove he's worthy of being a top-tier superstar. There's the code breaker. And Jackson very early on there hitting the code breaker. And he thinks that might be enough, and it could be as well. 2. It's only a 2 count. Jax Wolf still rocking the Wolfpack logos, and I think he might need to swap them out, because keep wearing them and you're going to catch the attention of the wrong people, and you know full well what I'm talking about. And look at Ryan here. Ryan trying to scoop up the slam, but once again Jackson too quick for Ryan. Ryan and Jackson, I'm pretty sure, have gone in the ring with each other a couple of times. Jackson looking here for the Dragon's Crash. Connects. A clean Dragon's Crash. And it looks like once again a tag team match where Jackson Wolf was not involved in the decision. 2. It's, oh no, Ryan kicks out. Ryan able to kick out on his own accord. Jackson could not end the match with the Dragon's Crash. And I think he's going to tag out. He does. But look at the way, do you see the way they stare at each other? These two do not like each other. That much is abundantly clear. 1, 2. Oh, and that would have been enough. Jax Wolf again was unable to intervene. And I tell you what, Jackson and Brad proving to be a very good team up. They are working together very, very well in this matchup. But of course, they are not friends. They're not acquaintances. They are not playing nice for any benefit other than themselves. And Brad now back in the ring, trying to keep control that Ryan is under. Oh, what is that? Oh, and that's a nasty move from Ryan Austin, and now stomping away on the limbs here. Ryan Austin trying to take full advantage of him. We know Ryan's a smart fighter. He's a tactician. Wears down all the limbs before getting ready to finish off the fight. Calling him to his feet. He looks ready to finish it. Bicycle kick, sorry. Bicycle kick. I was going to call that a Pele kick, but it's Ryan's bicycle kick. 1, 2. Saved by Jackson. Jackson saves the match. And look at this, Ryan calling him back to his feet. Referee pulling Jackson back. Oh, and a double axe handle to the back of the head. And now going to tag out. Some wise move from Ryan. Ryan did fairly decent job there, taking most of the damage, hitting the penalty kick. Penalty kick? I don't know what I was going to call it that. Fricking the bicycle kick. Bringing out his football fanatics there. Beautiful Hurricane Rana by Jax Wolf. And Jax Wolf would love to pick up a victory here against both of them, giving him some momentum. Could you imagine if he couldn't find a partner tonight? He could have definitely been in a fucking handicap match, and that would have caused some devastation. Another tag with a long stare down between them, but Brad's not going to leave the ring just yet. Just wanting to inflict a bit more damage. Going to the top rope here. Tyson Jackson looking to fly. Hurricane Rana from the top rope. And Jackson is on fire tonight. And Jax Wolf and Ryan Austin paying full consequence for it. But Jax Wolf continuing to fight on. Doesn't want to lose another match. Has not won in WIW as of yet. And a lovely little bit of teamwork there between Ryan and Jax Wolf. Working very well together indeed. They've actually impressed me together. Maybe a future tag team if Jax Wolf can get himself a contract. Oh, look at that, Ryan trying to get a cheap shot in there, but Jackson able to avoid it. And then while the referee was chatting with Jax Wolf now put into trouble. Tree of Woe by the Dragon. Got him in a spot of bother. And just stomping on him, crushing out the air. And he thought he was going to go for a curve stomp. Instead decided just to kick him while he's down. And Jackson, you can tell, is enjoying himself right now. He loves inflicting pain on others. One hell of a fighter. And Jax Wolf tags out wisely. Doesn't want to inflict any more damage on himself. Ryan has been pretty much a human punching bag up till this point. Good counter though by Ryan. Oh, but wait a minute. Clothesline, and look at that. Huge damage on that lariat. Big move there by Jackson. Codebreaker, and that sent Ryan bleeding. But Ryan's still fighting on. With all he's got, he might want to consider tagging out. But again, being very, very nice to Jax Wolf, taking the beating for him. As long as that doesn't cost him the match. If he's unable to break out, huge DDT there by Jax. No, I was going to say that. Tyson Jackson. Keep making so many errors in our commentary. My commentary, I think, is getting better, but it's not. It's not less mistaken. Mistaked. I don't know what that means. Jax with the counter. And again, Jackson countered, this time by Ryan. Look at Ryan. Ryan's had enough. He's angry. What's he thinking? There's a huge clothesline. And another one. He's angry now. Big duck. And a big running power slam. And now, dragging him to the middle of the ring. Jackson in a bit of trouble. I don't think he was expecting Ryan to have such a sudden turnaround. And preparing here for what could be a second bicycle kick. The former footballer Ryan Austin calling for the end. What's he going to do? Jack's trying to crawl away, but Ryan wouldn't let him. Back to his feet is Jax. Why do I keep calling him Jax? It's Jackson. Oh, in a minute, went for it. Went for the bicycle kick and well countered by Tyson Jackson. So many Jaxes in this ring. I'm getting confused. And now Tyson Jackson, what's he thinking? Insecurity, working down on the already injured head. Now playing for the crowd. Not very much like Tyson Jackson at all there. Not usually one to be caught taunting. Caught him there. Ryan again. One thing you can say about Ryan, he does know how to take a punch. But proving to be struggling to dish one out. There's the powerbomb. That could be enough on its own accord. Well saved by Jax. And into a Boston Crab, which I think he's going to straight away break up. But no! But wait a minute. Ryan tapped straight away. But it looked like that Jax Wolf had actually broken that up. And I'm not too sure about that one. We might need to see a replay on that one. But a huge code breaker. Big tag team display there from Tyson Jackson and Original Brad. A beautiful display, but once again, Jax Wolf going to be very disappointed. Once again, not involved in the decision. But Tyson Jackson and Original Brad were on top of their game tonight. Both of them. And Ryan did all he could, but in the end couldn't fight back. There was the bicycle kick. And this was the winning decision. Let's have a look at this. There's the powerbomb. Question is, does Jax Wolf break it up in time? He breaks up the pin, but does he break it before the tap? No, you can see there in the replay, he does tap. Jackson and Brad win. And what a huge victory for Brad and Tyson Jackson. They actually worked very well together as a team, and oh, this is awkward. These two in the ring together. Oh, and it looks like Brad has found some new respect for him after that tag. Oh, never mind. A low blow by Brad. Kick to the nuts. This rivalry is far from over between these two, but it looks like Jax Wolf is going to cause some problems between them even further. Well, we've had some great matches tonight, but we continue on down the card. It's time to bring out the phenomenal one, Aaron Allbright, who will be accompanied to the ring, of course, by his personal bodyguard and transforming unbreakable Matt Silver. Matt Silver made a surprise appearance at the pay-per-view. Look at this, calling himself the X Factor these days. The phenomenal one, Aaron Allbright, coming down to the ring with Matt Silver. Matt Silver attacking the television champion at the pay-per-view. I'm assuming under Allbright's supervision, and that must have been what Allbright was planning all along. But Allbright now has a chance to prove his worth. Chris Storm was the reason that he wasn't in the pay-per-view himself, competing for the television championship. And clearly that attack signifies he's coming for the television championship. But tonight, he has to focus on the task ahead. This is not a number one contenders match. This is just to keep him going, to keep him fresh, to see what he can do and see if he can work his way up the rankings. Tonight he faces Death Lordicus. May look dark and mysterious under the coat, but then once he takes that off, he looks even more mysterious, but a little less dark, has to be said. Death Lordicus, one of the surprises of WIW, remember, winning in his first pay-per-view appearance in the pre-show of BidCon, I believe it was, and made a very good first impression to the WIW universe. But he needs to start proving himself as well. He wants to go for gold. He wants to get more matches. So he needs to win the ones that he is given. So can Death Lordicus pick up an important victory here tonight against Aaron Allbright? Once again, Matt Silver at ringside. How will he come into play? How will he be used? Allbright, of course, going to need to watch out for them very sharp metal claws of Death Lordicus. He's been used in them quite a bit. We saw that catching mandible claw, nearly scratching the face off of, who was it? I can't even remember who it was against, but nearly scratching the face off the dude with the mandible claw. And Allbright off to an early good start here, trying to get an early submission. Just trying to wrap this one up nice and early. And look at Matt Silver cheering him on. Considering Matt Silver and Allbright didn't like each other at first, they're definitely starting to form a little bond, I feel. Matt Silver more than happy to comply with anything he's saying. Of course, he does run the risk of losing his job if he doesn't comply. But I think Silver kind of secretly enjoys being this involved with the top tier stuff. Staying out of the way. Oh, wait a minute. For not for much longer. Getting himself involved here. Helping out his boss. And that might have cost Def Lordicus as he's brought down to the floor by Aaron Albright. Another clever distraction, this time by Matt Silver. Referee at the count of 6. Big clothesline by Def Lordicus. Count of 7. Or Matt Silver might be getting involved again here. On the outside, technically can. The Phenomenal One kicking out. Oh, and crushing him into the steel steps. Count of 8. He might be ready to finish this one off already. Count of 9. And this one's going to end in a no contest. No, Albright's back in. Albright's back in. Albright wins in less than a minute. Wins by count out. Again, you've got to credit the assist of Matt Silver. Big, quick victory for Aaron Albright. Making light work of Def Lordicus. Pretty much tricking him, really. Chucking him into the steps a couple of times. And then straight in. Big victory for Albright. Big victory for Albright. But it looks like he's not quite done here tonight. He has something to say. So going to be handed a mic, so let him speak. Oh, wait a minute, what's that? Before he gets the mic. Wait, what? Well, we were expecting him to come and speak. But instead it looks like a brawl's broken out here. And Sal Games tried to get the jump on Aaron Albright. And look at that. It looks like Matt Silver's coming in to make sure that nothing happens to his employer. Paid to protect him. And look at this, Albright attacking the television champion who's come out to interrupt him, who came to speak tonight. Look at this. Phenomenal DDT. And the television champion has just been put on notice by the Phenomenal One, Aaron Albright. Big statement here tonight. The champ embarrassed in that attempted sabotage. Let's move on to what I think is the main event. Well, it is time for the main event. And, of course, because it's a Wolfpack match, it's got to have a stipulation on it. But this one is a strange one. This is for the right to have the pay-per-view, the next pay-per-view in WIW in Australia, and calling it Wolfpack in the Outback. Why do I can't speak today. Wolfpack in the Outback is what they are fighting for tonight. He came out tonight after becoming the only king in WIW. He came out and he made it clear that he wants a pay-per-view named after his boys, the Wolfpack. And tonight he has the chance to fight for it. The general manager once again being very generous, but I think he's had enough of King Sam thinking he can do and say whatever he wants and gets away with it. So tonight, he's picked him an opponent. We'll find out who that is in a moment, but he has brought the entire Wolfpack by his side, including the new #1 contender for the Women's Championship, Wolf Girl. And of course, the boys will not be fighting for a tag team championship, but I'm sure they'll be heavily involved in Wolfpack and the Outback if that is what is going to happen. But tonight, King Sam's going to have to give it his all if he wants to get what he wants. He's got all 3 members of Wolfpack by his side, so he definitely has an advantage, I'd say. But who has he chosen? And you can hear it by the music and the lights that dim. Jace. Who else but Jace to take on King Sam, the man who has beaten him twice, both for title matches. I believe that it's a big night for Jace, at least. I was about to say I believe that they haven't faced a non-title, but then I remember he's even beaten him in Fatal 4-Way action, even though he didn't directly pin him. Jace is the perfect choice to take on King Sam. He has had his number more than once. I think only really losing the one time to King Sam, and that was the championship ladder match, which King Sam walked out of pretty easily, if I do say so myself. But tonight, it's going to be big here for Jace, the Punisher from Portugal. And here we go. Big matchup. King Sam versus Jace. If King Sam wins, the pay-per-view will be called Wolfpack in the Outback, and it will be held in, I'm assuming, Melbourne, Australia. Might be Brisbane, I don't know. That'll be down for him to choose, I guess. The general manager, once again, has been very generous to let him have even this opportunity. Come down to the ring tonight, what he called his coronation, and demanded that he gets a pay-per-view named after the top faction in WIW. Blake said, of course, he's had enough of him doing and saying whatever the hell he wants because he thinks he can. And tonight, Jace has a chance to silence him. He hates the Wolfpack just as much as their general manager does. And despite them being the top-tier superstars in WIW, that doesn't stop Blake from hating their guts. He knows what they do. They cheat, and they do whatever they can to stay on top. It hasn't worked for them as of late, but at the pay-per-view, it worked for Sam as he was able to dethrone the King of the Ring, Chris Danger, as we now have to call him. And King Sam, right off the bat, showing off here. He's calling tonight a show in honor of himself. His coronation night, as King Danger had when he was champ, when he became King of the Ring. He actually won the main event, and that was against King Sam, I believe. There might have been more people involved. And look at Jace, really bringing it here to King Sam. Like I mentioned before, Jace has had multiple victories against this man. He knows how to beat him, and he intends to do so. Lovely little shooting star press there by Jace. Jace now with a cover, just trying to wrap this one up. Looking to beat him again. 2. Oh, and that was a very late kick out there by King Sam. I was expecting him to kick out a lot quicker than that this early on in this match, but Jace proving to be a problem. These two, so far, I believe, in my opinion, they've had match of the year so far in their opening match of the rebrand. Oh! And a huge RKO or a cut, or whatever you want to call it. Hit nicely there by King Sam, and King Sam looking for a powerbomb, well countered by Jace. Jace now picking up King Sam. These two with a growing rivalry. There's the Pele kick. Pele kick. Oh, hold on a minute. Distraction. Distraction, the referee, making sure that he didn't go for a cover there. I think Jace was fully aware of that. That's why he went for them low blows. Jace using the referee's distraction to full advantage here. And King Sam in early trouble off the bat. Oh, look at Jace. Cheering. Enjoying himself. Look at, once again, Steve getting involved. Sam looking to capitalize. Big suplex. The Wolfpack getting involved once again. For them, this is as much of a prize as any. Oh, and low blow, and the referee's just going to allow it. I swear sometimes the referee just gets paid off to do that. Quite a blatant low blow. Not disqualified. And now King Sam looking to finish him off here. Up on the shoulders. The move to put away Danger. Landslide. Into a cover. 1. What? A 1? 1 count. And look at that. I'm not impressed. He's the king. A 1 count. That's ridiculous. Landslide connect. And even after the low blow as well, it's a 1 count. Now look at Jace. Nice shoulder tackle to try and bring things back in his favor. But King Sam proving to be a tough task. They know what it takes to beat each other. They've done it both times. They've both beaten each other. They've both made each other be pinned. So they have fought each other numerous times. It's a rivalry that has grown through the last couple of months. Started as a world championship rivalry, but it's grown. Oh, look at that. Fireball punch there. Oh, look at King Sam. Looking to make him tap here. Locked in a submission right in front of the ropes, and I don't think he's going to be able to grab it. Look at that. King Sam just lets him go. King Sam enjoying inflicting punishment at this point. There's the eye poke again. Another low blow, which the referee clearly is just going to ignore. Clearly, this is a no DQ match. 1, 2. Oh, and it's only a 2. King Sam looking frustrated. Trying his hardest just to wrap this one up. He's going to go to the top rope. looking to land something big to wrap this one up. King Sam looking to fly. Wait a minute, Jace brings up. Oh, Jace! Jace caught him! Trouble in paradise! The cover! No way! This can't be it! Jace is gonna win! Jace wins! And the Wolfpack cannot believe it! Jace is victorious! Jace once again wins! That is truly unbelievable! It came from out of nowhere! A trouble in that paradise! And King Sam has once again been defeated by Jace, who just kicked out of everything that Sam brought to him. And in the end, it was this. He went for the high risk, and it was a beautiful counter that busted him open. Nothing that any of the Wolfpack could do to distract the referee, and Jace was victorious. Unbelievable. So there will not be Wolfpack in the Outback. That dream will stay a dream. What a victory tonight for Jace. He celebrates. Big victory for that man right there. The Wolfpack stunned and astonished at what Jace has just done. That's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and comment if you want to see more. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.